Welcome back, Flare community. I hope everyone's doing well and having an incredible start to the week. Happy Monday. Yeah, it's time for the weekly news catch-up. Who do we have in the house already? We've got Jimmy Ting, Tasmanian, Emmanuel, Smart Crypto Life, Bernard. We've got Doc Bob D, Anna, Lazy Labrat. Nice to see you, my friend. Grumpar in the house. Crypto Granny, almost missed the stream. Raphael, Irimana, Professor, Death Ranger, coming in as standard, and Kryptonaut here too, Court and Valiant Energy. Nice to have you all here as always. And yeah, we're going to go through this week's news and catch up on everything Songbird and Flare. So before we start, we're going to do the usual tradition of giving the members an airdrop. So if we go over to the Discord here, I'm going to drop the airdrop there and click confirm. And a lot of people have been asking me about this. How does it actually work? If you're a member and you go to the members only chat, you are only going to be able to see this if you are a paid member or Patreon. You will need to hook up your account to Discord, and you can actually find an instruction video on how to do this in the description of this video. Now, all you actually need to do is click on this, enter airdrop. The airdrop lasts 24 hours, so if you click this button within 24 hours, you're going to get a share of this XRP, and this is 58.2, and that is always derived from the amount of subscribers that we have. So hopefully things keep going up in the same trajectory, and that means obviously that the prizes are going to go up too, the airdrop. What I also like to do is, if you're watching this at a later date, I do pin the messages just so that you can click up here on the top right, click on the pinned messages, and you can see all of the airdrops. So if you wanted to go to this one, for example, the most recent, you click jump, and there it is. So happy days. So let's get this show on the road. We're going to check in on Flaremetrics here. I'm going to give that a quick refresh and see which signal provider is topping the charts this week. There we go. It's no stranger to you all. It's Flaredienst topping the charts in number 1, followed shortly by Flare Oracle. In 3rd place, we have Evolve FTSO. 4th place, Use Your Spark. And coming in the rear from the 5th place, we have FlareFi. Yeah, usual suspects as always. Flaredienst has definitely been a top performer as far as I'm concerned over the past, I don't know, I'd say good like 8 epochs. They came out of nowhere and they've been definitely in the top 5 at least. So yeah, take from that what you will. There are some FTSO signal providers here with no name, and I do remember reading a tweet from the Flaremetrics team saying that applications are open, so be sure to check them out. Perfect. So I guess this one is just a reminder from Gene here. He's putting up some great visualizations, and if you are delegating your Songbird and you're trying to take it out of the Flare farm protocols last minute, please be aware that it does sometimes actually, the lock-in block does actually sometimes occur before the time which everyone expects. And you can see this by these little, I guess, markings here. So be sure to keep that in mind. I personally, I personally redelegate on Wednesdays. But Gene in general, he's got a great little site here if you want to dig into some of the I guess the metrics, the statistics of Songbird, and it goes from the reward rate and all kinds of stuff here. Definitely recommend checking that out if you haven't already. Coming in from Flare, this is a launch roadmap update. This was actually posted last week. The code audit has begun. So we know that they're actually doing a code audit with Trail of Bits, which is one of the most reputable firms in the space. And this will run for several weeks, and provided no issues are found, Flare can launch on the 4th of July. So please bear in mind that the 4th of July launch date, the target date, is dependent on having no issues found, or issues found which they can resolve in a reasonable time frame. So take that as you will. This was really great news, actually. Another huge milestone. Just going to click on this one here. It's a decentralized app developer update. And today, well, not today, last week, they released, they open sourced code for the state connector. And for those of you who don't really know the lingo, open source just means made publicly available. You know, if you look at, say, for example, an NFT marketplace like Sparkles, Sparkles don't share the code base because that's their own proprietary code. They've worked very hard to build it, and that is closed source, similar to a black box, if you will, if you're familiar with the XToad ecosystem. But Flare, because they want developers to build on top of Flare, it's open source, meaning it's public, and you know, people can actually download it and peek inside the code and see exactly what's happening. And more specifically, it contains all of these different things here: assertion client suite, multi-chain client, assertion type definition repo or repository, and an example decentralized application. And this is a great step forward to making the network developer friendly and allowing as many developers to build on it as possible. So great stuff there from the Flare team. Just another quick reminder, it may have slipped some of your nets, but on the 25th of May, and I believe that's Wednesday, if I'm correct, certainly is, the Flare team are going to be holding a developer Q&A session explaining how to become an assertion provider and build decentralized apps using the state connector. Now, this isn't going to be for everyone. It's going to be very technical, and you know, it's the way that they say it here, explaining how to become an assertion provider. It's not something that everyone will be able to do without dedicating some time to learn how to code or paying someone to be able to code. But regardless, I'm going to be checking this out, and it is on their Discord. So I may even record it for those of you who may not be able to make it. But yeah, maybe I'll see some of you there. Moving along here, we have Optical Finance, which now supports Songbird, the Canary Network by Flare Networks. And this is basically, I think it's like a DeFi portfolio tracker. So it is also integrated with the likes of FLR Finance, sorry. And yes, it's a way that you can calculate various APYs and check basically the progress of your portfolio in the DeFi realm. So great to see integrations coming in thick and fast. Speaking of FLR Finance, they did release this community update. I actually did a video specifically on this, and yes, in summary, you know, they've updated the XFi loans. DFLR airdrop is changing. I'm going to take a little bit of a peek into that. And they talk about the XFi lockup pools, and finally FLR drops, which is coming to Coston very soon. And Coston is obviously the test net for Flare, not the Canary network. It's one step down. It's on Coston. So anything on this network doesn't have value, but it would be an interesting opportunity to be able to see FLR drops in action. And in fact, we actually had Thasanamos on the community call last Thursday, and this was really great to see him and the team just interacting with the community in general, and he gave us some inside scoops on what we can expect to see from FLR drops. So be sure to check that out. I did mention that the DFLR airdrop was going to be changing, and this is the changes. So for those of you who don't know or don't already know about this, hey, Tasmanian has become a member. Welcome to the family, my friend. Pleasure of 9 months. Wow, congratulations. And yeah, I really do appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. So the DFLR airdrop, it's actually changed. It was initially going to be based on the amount of Spark tokens that you hold. And last week in the community chat, Thasanamos was talking about the price impact that the XFi snapshot had on Songbird, right? It's obvious that it did take a severe dip I don't know if dip's the right word, maybe something a little bit more extreme than that, but the reasoning behind this new distribution was to try and cushion that blow, and it's actually going to be based, the majority of it, it's actually going to be based on the XFi holders here. So people who are already supporting the FLR finance ecosystem are going to have the benefit of basically getting this airdrop as well. So that's something to note, and they are actually doing something a little bit different where the snapshot is actually not going to be mentioned. And I'm a big advocate of this, where it's going to be announced after the airdrop has been completed. So that's always great news, especially if it will stabilize the price of the Spark token. So that's something to bear in mind if you were expecting to receive DFLR. What else do we have here? Yes, just I guess a word of wisdom here. Flare Networks are building something never seen before in the crypto space. Fully insured, decentralized bridges between multiple networks. The future is not walled gardens. The future is interoperability and unified liquidity. And I have been actually looking through some of the Flare Network community call video and really breaking that down. I've got a few videos which you guys can see in the very near future. I think I'm going to release the first one on Wednesday, and that was actually available as a sneak peek for members and Patreon members too. So that's coming soon, followed by multiple other videos breaking down this community call video. Tim also puts it in a credible way. Flare Network isn't here to take over other blockchain networks. It's here to unite them all. Lots of people see Flare Network as a competitor, and this is not the case. They're doing something which no other network is doing. They're trying to connect all of the networks, okay? And I often refer to the Flare Network and, the Songbird network as a community of communities. It's going to be the hub for mass amounts of liquidity where all of these different chains can come together and interact with one another. And, I'm really hoping that we can see some sort of harmony between these clans or factions or armies, It's really strange to me that we have this maximalism in just various crypto communities, and I would really like to see everyone unite and focus on the common goal, and that's what Flare's trying to do, bring everyone together. Moving on, we have this. Yes, this is a warning actually. So I am actually a moderator on the Flare Network server for Discord, and we have seen a massive amount of influxes here from spam and bot accounts here. And you may see some messages like this from accounts which are accounts which are imitating the Flare Network accounts. Now, they talk about a pre-sale and they talk about exchanging Ethereum for Spark tokens, but this is something that you just need to know, okay? The best defense is common sense. And the best thing that you can do is be informed on the Flare Network distribution, and we should all know this by now. The Spark token is created when the Flare Network launches. It's the native asset of the Flare Network. So until it's being created, until the Flare Network has launched, there is no Spark tokens in distribution. So the Spark token is only airdropped to eligible XRP holders, those who participated in the snapshot back in 2020. So there is no Spark tokens up for sale. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. There is no pre-sale. Yes. So just thought I would let you know about that, just in case you may have had one of these messages. Always be wary of people sending you messages asking you to buy things. That's just the general rule of thumb. So onto some NFT news, I guess. The Qts V2 and the new marketplace will change raise the standards forever. Get ready, more updates will be shared soon. And Thoth, he's a great guy. He's been very hard at work creating this new marketplace, and I believe it's going to have the functionality to allow users to create and mint their own NFTs. So if you are an aspiring artist, it looks like this may be one of the first opportunities that you can actually create NFTs and upload them on the Songbird network. Excuse me. So yeah, that's always interesting to see. I'm very intrigued to see this marketplace. We did have a preview on one of the podcast episodes, in addition to a preview of the card game, which Thoth has been very busily building. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. The news from the FatCats team, actually, this was yesterday, I believe. They had a Q&A with the curator of the Malcolm X house, and I believe it was Malcolm X's nephew. I did watch this, or I did listen in, should I say, and yeah, it was a great little chat. And in fact, we do have this here. Professor saying when July 4th-ish. I think it's plus or minus 2 weeks. Yeah, so this is the actual house, Malcolm X's house, and this is going to be basically part of I guess a slightly smaller metaverse than what you would expect. But basically, you're going to be able to jump into this house and walk around it and check out various artifacts within the house. And this is something that the FatCats team, Catechus, was talking about once when we did the podcast episode, and this is going back maybe a month ago. And it's just going to be really interesting, because this is what holding all of the fat cats and the fat leopards and the fat fat tigers, and I think the last one is fat kittens. This is what the membership is actually going to give you access to, the metaverses that they plan to build. The first one being this one, a real live 3D scan of Malcolm X's house. So great to see them stepping out the box here, and doing something a little bit different. I'm intrigued to see how this pans out. I may need to get a VR headset just for that fully immersive experience. We'll see. Getting close to the end now. There was this insane, actually, kind of price appreciation here on the XToad XXL. And this is the XRP side of things, but these assets are actually trading on the XRP ledger and will be redeemed for NFTs once it has XLS20D support. And, it's seen quite a sharp increase, but judging by the volume, not so much. I mean, there was 5 traded here that was, or I guess 6, 7, that really pushed the price up. It looks like the order book is fairly thin, but something interesting to consider. I did mention this to Patreon members and the YouTube family over on Discord, that it could be an opportunity, and did say this on the 4th of May actually. And if we come back here, let's see, that would put us what did I say, 4th of May? 4th of May. There we go, somewhere around here, so around the 80 XRP mark. So interesting nonetheless. I'm really intrigued to see the XToads and the SToads side of things really blow up, and I think they're building something really special as well. And it's these kind of unique projects which really get my interest, the projects which are building something a little bit different with long-term, long-lasting utility. A post here from Annie. She's this was a little bit over a week ago, but still I thought it was interesting just to highlight just how many different projects are actually being built on Songbird. Some of these you will definitely recognize, lots of familiar faces, and it's great to see the ecosystem thriving. I remember when we initially launched, it seemed like there wasn't that much being built on Songbird, and that's because people were getting familiar with the network. And as I said, Thanasimos was joined us last week on the community chat, and he raised a really good point in the fact that all of these developers which have built NFTs and built applications on Songbird, they're going to be able to fairly easily translate that over to the Flare network, which means that you can expect the growth of the Flare side of things to be a lot faster than the Songbird side of things. You know, Songbird was a very, very much a staggered launch where it launched, we could trade, then the FTSO system was launched, and it's, you know, progressing through various stages. But when the Flare network launches, the Flare time series Oracle will all be ready to go because it's already been thoroughly tested here on the Songbird network, and it is incredible, might I add. So, finally, a quick reminder here from Status that the first Flare community poster is available. There is a sneak peek here. If you want to sign up, be sure to check out his Twitter account. That's at Status. And yeah, it looks great. I've been on many of these in the past with my XRP side of things, but it's going to be great to see the Flare version too. Here we go. One last final reminder to wrap things up before we do the... we're doing a crossword today, actually, a very easy one. Not that many questions, but yeah, don't let this be you. You know, we've obviously seen the depiction of two people with the pickaxes hunting for gems, but this is also a good visualization of the people who give up at the wrong moments. You know, the market is very harsh, and there is a lot to say about market psychology and the fact that the time when you're closest to giving up is the time normally when it soon reverses afterwards. These big whales, they play on your emotions. They want the market to go down, and once you think that it couldn't go down any further and you're just about to give up, it will go down just a little bit more and shake out everyone. And then, you know, shortly after, that's when they accumulate, and then we go off to the races. So if you have been studying the Songbird network and the Flare network, or even just cryptocurrency in general and these various different technologies, you know, it's very evident that it's going to be integrated in our lives. And the issue, or the main challenge, is finding the networks which have staying power and things that are really doing something which no one else is doing, sort of leading the pack. Now, this could be in terms of like various integrations or partnerships, or even just fundamental, I guess, technology such as the FTSO. You know, there are oracles, but not built on chain with everything that Flare is doing, basically going to connect to everything and be fully interoperable with fully insured decentralized bridges. It's a first in so many different ways. So that's just a quick reminder. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump here, and yeah, it's time for the members competition. So let me just get everyone's attention. Hey, we've got M&M, who has just become a member. Welcome to the family, my friend. Absolute pleasure, and I really do appreciate the support. And as I said, be sure to hook up your YouTube account to Discord and get yourself some of that airdrop. So what we're going to do here, if you're fast, you may be able to get in on this competition as well. So every week we do a competition for 20 XRP. This week is no different. 20 XRP for a word search, not a word search, sorry, a crossword puzzle. And what you have to do is you have to complete it and then paste a screenshot here with the completed crossword. Okay. So with that being said, let me just quickly jump over here, grab the link, and post it here. Professor already on the jokes. Looking forward to this one. But yes, this is the crossword puzzle. The first person to do it and post the screenshot here with it being completed gets 20 XRP. So that's it, guys. So something that I will say is that we do always do a chat after the stream on the members stage here. And yeah, for those that want to have a little chinwag afterwards, I will be there. We normally stay on for an hour, maybe a little bit more. And yeah, I hope to see you there. We've got the Patreon stream happening tomorrow. The last chance to enter the Flare Community Wheel of Appreciation is 1 hour before the stream starts. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the weekly news. I'd like to thank you all so much for tuning in. A big welcome to all the new members. We got Eminem, and we also have Tasmanian in the house too. So thanks, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow if I don't see you in Discord. I'm out.
We have liftoff.